Okay, so welcome to our team benefit call for tonight. It is June 23rd. Seems funny after having been doing the Power of Three calls for 10 weeks. Now I'm saying the team benefit call again. So it's just us, which is cool. And we have tonight, I want to go over just a couple quick announcements and some recognition, and then we're going to jump right into our call. And I'm looking forward to it. It will be really fun. So there are lots of people that are either have already hit Success Club and helped 3 people this month, and also those who have 4 points right now. So super close. And I know myself, I haven't quite reached my goal of 10, but I'm working and working and working, and will continue to do so until the clock strikes midnight on the last day of the month. So that being said, we also have a new diamond in the house, and so excited to announce Kendra Carey as our facilitator for the evening for our call, and also Team Benefits newest diamond coach. So congratulations, that's a great achievement in your business. And as you have already experienced, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's all hearts and flowers and butterflies, but it is the next step and the very first step really to leading a team and being in leadership and having all the doors open to you that comes along with that. So that's really, really cool. And Super Saturday, July 25th, be there, invite a guest, and make sure to get your tickets sooner than later, so that you don't miss out. And I think it's also important to get them sooner, because you're commit to be there. And it's not one of those things where like, yeah, I'll be there if it works out. No, like put it on the calendar, make it happen, and then reschedule the other stuff. This only happens 4 times a year, and it is very important. So I think that was all that I had. Let me double check my list. Oh no, there were two other things. One is I'm not going to go into too much detail right now, because I would rather either do a recorded video or actually do a call to include all of this information. But this is sort of like vague, right? I have updated my Acuity scheduling link for everybody, and have attached an About Me form. So some of you, when you came in as a coach, you completed an About Me form. Some of you got around that somehow and have not done that. If you have not completed an About Me form, please, please, please make sure to do that. And it'll be attached to the GSR, or Getting Started Right call. So what you can do is go in and schedule a Getting Started Right call. And then attached to that, after you schedule it, that form will be on there. Please complete the form and submit the About Me form. That's the most important part. Then if you shoot me a message on Facebook and say, I've already done my Getting Started Right call, I didn't really need that, but I know I needed to get you the About Me form, just do that and let me know. Of course, I think it's great to at least periodically have a 15 or 20-minute power call, so we could condense it. If you've already had your Getting Started Right call and you still want to meet on a call, we can do that. But that form is attached to the Getting Started Right call appointment scheduler. So I'll be posting that link on our team page, but I wanted to explain what that's about, and to give you just a really quick thought process behind that. I have been collecting those over the last 3.5 years, and I've just now, in the last week, actually printed them all off, and I'm going to use them. So it has one of my aha moments over the last week or two has been that I've got good intentions, and I love my team. I love my teammates. And I want to be doing everything that I can to help you, but I've had this tool sitting right here for the last 3.5 years, and I haven't been using them. And this About Me form will tell me exactly what you want out of life and what you want out of this business. And this is what I care about. I don't care about a title or a rank. I care about these forms. And if I can do whatever it takes to help you do the things on this form, then you're successful and then I'm successful. Whether that translates into a rank, I really couldn't care less. But that means that I'm doing you the best job that I can in getting you the results that you want. So that is how God has been showing me that I can tangibly lead by heart. I've wanted to up here, but I haven't known exactly what to do tangibly to make that happen. And I think this is it. So work with me on that. And again, get that to me if you haven't already. And then last but not least, tied to that is, and you may have seen on the team page, something about the energy bus and a ticket to invite you. I am going to still take that a step further and send out an email and specifically message some people and post about it again. That's just the brief introduction to that. But I just finished the book today. It's a 3-hour listen or a 3-hour read, if you will. So super quick, super easy. I even bought the book. There's a specific book of the energy bus for kids, and my kids read it a second time today. They really like it. And we even went through, and each of the kids, I asked them, what do you find that you say negative about yourself? And so for Bryce, it was something along the lines of, I stink at doing that. So he tells himself, I'm not smart, or I stink at doing that. And so we changed that to a positive affirmation. They wrote them out on Post-it notes, and they've placed those places. So it's a really great thing for kids to be able to start learning these behaviors, positive behaviors at an early age. But the lessons are for all of us. And I want to say that, I won't take too much time with this, but there are probably coaches listening to this call who think, oh Lord, that's one more thing that I got to do. That's one more group, it's one more, I'm already working full time. I'm already like at my wit's end. How on earth am I going to add anything else? And a couple things. One is that can be your personal development. 2, it would take you 10 minutes a day over 18 days to finish the whole book. 3, this book gives you permission to enjoy the ride. And for those of us that are like me, that work and work and work and are spinning our wheels, and then we just get to the point where we want to throw in the towel, that book's for us too. So I think it's important for the people who struggle with being positive and maybe not doing enough. And then it's also for the people who are that way typically, but because of that, we work ourselves to death. So I really feel like this is something for everybody, and I'm really super excited to do it as a team. And there are resources on theenergybus.com so that I can facilitate the group and allow an even flow of conversation and participation without it being something overwhelming, because I don't have time for that. I'm tired after the time of dash, I just can't add anything more, really intense to my schedule. So don't be afraid of that part of it. All right. With that being said, I am going to turn it over to the lovely Kendra Carey and unmute you. All right. So I don't know if I can. I think I can mute my audio, and I will. Or do you want us to be unmuted? How do you want this to go?
I think if you're unmuted, that's great, because what my intent was for tonight was just to have an open conversation for team members to ask each other questions, because I think that everybody has their strengths, and just to figure out how to utilize each other's strengths. Yeah. So if people are unmuted, that's totally fine.
Good deal. Okay. Now, were you going to go through the ones that were on the team page? I know I haven't read them myself.
Yeah. I had a question. So maybe I'll address my question first. Because you addressed me, Traci, about how I get my vitals done even though things tend to be super chaotic all the time for me. So to answer that question is I have gotten really good at figuring out what my priorities are and taking that, which would be vitals and personal development and those things that I know are going to help me gain strength and continue to move my business forward. So I've gotten really good at prioritizing that and just making those a top priority. The other thing I do is I show up every day. So it could be 3 a.m. and I'm often up in the middle of the night because I have a child who keeps me up at weird hours. And if I hadn't had time, let's say, to check my online office or to get back to Facebook messages, then I do it at that time. So I show up every day regardless of time or anything like that. So I've made that a priority. And the other thing I did was when I started, I remember our Getting Started Right call. I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted to do with the business. But it took me about a month to figure out that it was going to be something that was really good and the potential was huge. And I took it very serious from about probably a week after getting on the team page and just seeing what could happen. So then I started to take it serious because I could see the potential. So I treat it like a job. I come to team meetings as often as I can. I, make it a priority to get my workout in, to do my vitals, all those things. So priority is huge. And then I think the other piece is I know the team members that I can rely on when I get stuck. So Jackie's huge in that. I'll be like, okay, we need something for this because this is going to be huge if we can pull it together. But I'm not good at this piece. Can you do it? Because you're good at it. And she right away, yeah, no problem. Same thing with Rachel in meal planning. I know that I can relate and rely on her for meal plans because I'm not good at that. And to be honest, I'm not really interested in that. That's not my strength. I don't love doing meal plans. And Rachel embraces that and has been so generous to our team in providing our team with meal plans. So I know that that's not my strength, but then I know Jackie and Rachel both know that they can rely on me for my strength, which is running a challenge group and posting and having that energy in there. So just really giving back where and when I can. And then I think the very last piece is just honestly is having a good mentor. So I feel like you have provided me with the leadership that I need. And I rely on you a lot to learn from that. So I'm still trying to take pieces of that to make it my own in terms of what will make me a strong leader for my team. And just being open to communicating with people. And one thing that I think you're really good at, Traci, is you know when to push me just enough. So there'll be days where I'm like, I'm quitting, I'm done, I've had enough, I'm out. And literally I'll be blabbing to you and you're not even there because it's 3 a.m. here. And in the morning I can get a response where it's either like, okay, here's where you need to push, or here's where you just need to back off for a minute. Are you burning out? Like, what do you do? What's going on? So yeah, just having that to rely on as well. So a big piece is just relying on team members for sure.
That's good. Well, and I promise I didn't tell her to say any of that.
Yeah, no.
But I think that, and I remember Nicole Smith also talking about, being engaged in the groups and in the calls has made a big difference in her business. And I think that's one thing that sets apart successful coaches from the ones that don't go very far, is that you treat it like a business. Mm-hmm. And when you make that mental mind shift that it's not a hobby, this is actually a business, and businesses, you're in a business to create income and earn money, then your activity changes. So I think it starts with that mind shift. Yeah, good stuff. All right, thank you.
Yeah, and then Jackie, I wanted to hear from Jackie about her, and I know Krista will address a little bit too, but I am terrible at graphics. Like it takes me 5 hours to do a simple Facebook banner, and Jackie can have it done in 30 seconds. So I just wanted to hear from her on what program she's using. Like, how do you get it done in 30 seconds? I have no idea.
Hi. So for me, I've been using Canva, which has been great, and that's because I came to team calls too and heard about it. And so I downloaded it onto my iPad is what I use it on now. And what I do is I think to myself, okay, first of all, I start with what is my main message? Like, what do I want? What's my main message? Okay, so like I have a word or I have a phrase or something that I want to portray. Okay, well, how do I want to portray it? And that's my second thought is like, okay, what words do I want to pop out? What words do I think are what I want to stand out? So for example, what I did today too for you, Carrie, like for the Shake It Off thing, I was like, okay, we'll shake it off, but what is our core message for this group? And our core message is about being healthy and how it's a lifestyle. And this is to continue a healthy lifestyle. So I tried to like Google quotes about healthy lifestyle, found that, and it just kind of, I said, okay, well, I'll add that in there. And then, I mean, usually I'll try to add like another graphic or something. Sometimes I just like to keep it simple, but I try to make it so it's not too wordy and easy to read. And I just try to make the things that I want to stand out pop up. So that's really what I do. And yeah, I know other people use Canva too, right? So I just play around with it. I just go through like each tab and see what's available. I pick one, look at all the features of it, look at the next one, look at the features of it. I've now started playing more with it in terms of like changing colors and doing different words myself instead of using like their custom formats. So yeah.
Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, sorry, that was me. I muted it because my daughter just popped up. Do you find, here's where I get frustrated with Canva. I'll create something and then I find that I'll go back to it to change something and it's gone. So I would put in like an hour of work and then I go back and the graphic's totally gone.
They automatically save for me on my iPad in a gallery, so I can always go back. Like I have all of my gallery is still there from every single one I've ever played around with or done.
Okay. I'm wondering if it's my computer, like part of my computer is the issue.
Could be. I'm not sure. Yeah, because I normally do it on my iPad, so I haven't really played around with it on a desktop. I don't know if anybody else has.
I know I have, but now I've switched over to using PicMonkey most of the time, so I really can't remember the saving process for Canva.
I find PicMonkey easy, for me. But.
Yeah, and I mean, there's lots of things out there that you can use. I mean, if you even wanted to use PowerPoint, you can use PowerPoint, and you just find the dimensions that you need and change your page layout to that, and then you can play around in that way if that's easier for you. You can play around in like anything really, like even word art, like even paint. You can figure it all out in there too. Just find what works easiest for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just pulled up Canva, and when I pull up just canva.com, and if I scroll down, it has all of my old graphics that I've already done on there.
And it usually doesn't auto-save.
Yeah, so it's automatically saved them, and I can click on those and go back and edit them. They're still just on there.
Yeah, I'm doing something wrong because I do have some graphics that saved, and then I don't know. I'm doing something wrong because then I'll work an hour on one and then I'll go to retrieve it and it's gone. And then I want to cry.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if anyone else has questions.
What else did we have there were other things on the team page, weren't there?
Yeah, one was for Nicole, but she is not on the call. And one was for Rachel, and Rachel couldn't be here. So she replied through typing.
What was hers? Is it okay if you go over that?
Yeah, Rachel, I just asked her again about meal planning because I am not fantastic at meal planning. And she had a really awesome response. Hang on, I'm just going to pull it up here.
Okay.
She had a really awesome response because she gave us websites and stuff that she used. And I was also wondering about her paleo because I find she's really successful with that. And I just was sort of wondering about why paleo and like how that came to play for her. So, yeah, her response was actually brilliant. So she just mentions that she says, I won't be able to make it on the call, but I wanted to make sure that I answered your questions and that she looks forward to the recording. So she says, I love to cook. So I am constantly on the lookout for yummy sounding meals in Pinterest and online. When I first started, I used menus from a website called theclothesmakethegirl.com and mnompaleo.com. Anyway, that's on our team page, so you can look that up. She said they have some great meal plans already planned out, so it was a great starting point. And then she just talks about how she started playing with meals and adding other things, and she likes prep, so she seems to bulk prep in one day. And Jackie, I think you do that too, where you take a day and you just like do it all in one day. So she talks about having something in the slow cooker, in the oven, prepping stuff all at one time. And then, yeah, she just talked about that she started with Whole30 because she was noticing that she was having some issues with certain things within her diet. So, and then she just she posted the link to one of the web pages. So,
you know what I think is really important it seems like it comes up every once in a while, but we'll have either a challenger or a newer coach that automatically assumes that if they're not eating like the 21-day fix, then this whole Beachbody thing must not be for them. Like if they have to go paleo, then they assume that they can't do both, or if they need to, heaven forbid, go on Weight Watchers, then they can't do Beachbody, and some of that's just not accurate because there are lots of different ways of eating and all different coaches eat all different ways, and that's okay. The thing that unites us together is Shakeology plus workouts plus accountability and support and rewards. So I think that's important too. So I would be curious too, if Rachel, and maybe if any of you guys have run into this, where because Shakeology is not completely paleo, a paleo product because of it containing grains, I wonder if she has run into people enjoying the paleo part, or anybody, have you guys run into that, but then they don't want to do Shakeology because it contains some of the grains?
Mm-mm.
No, you haven't run into that.
I haven't heard that. No, because I eat about 90% paleo myself.
Yeah.
So, and people know that. Like, I'm pretty open about that. I post all my food and stuff for people. And I find that I have to be careful, though, too, because I don't want people to think that with the Shakeology and the Beachbody that it is paleo. And then, so I talk about, like, I try to focus on different types of nutrition. And talk about just clean eating, really. But yeah, so I have to be careful not to pigeonhole myself that way.
Right. Well, and so far I've heard a couple of other, really successful coaches, and their names are not coming to me right now. Actually, I think Danielle Katz is one of them. I think her last name changed. Danielle Natoni, Natoni, the one that's in Insanity and all of those. But anyway, she's big on paleo, and I don't remember if it was her or somebody else that had basically said, most people that eat paleo don't do it 100% of the time, but would be more like, the 80 or the 90%. And so their Shakeology, they recognize that it is worth that being part of their small percentage that is not official paleo because of all the dense stuff that's in it. So anyway. Good. And other questions? I have had, this is not a question for myself, but I will say I've had lots and lots of really good results with my latest challenge group post. The one that I did about a month ago, or it was right at the beginning of the month, was like dead, and it was killing me because, you know, like, here's the 21-day fix, it's on sale, and I got nothing from that boosted post. And now I posted one about a 40 plus group, and currently it has over 160 likes and about 30 new emails of people interested. So that has been crazy great. So just keep trying, keep, you know, rewording things, reworking. And I'm anxious. I had that request that was, you know, the age focused group. Now I've had a request for a group that really focuses on feeling sexy. Not just looking sexy, but also feeling sexy, because a lot of our demographic are moms that are physically touched like all day long, and we don't want to have anything to do with our spouses by the time, you know, that evening comes. We're like, just don't touch me, please, for the love of God. I've been touched all day. So I think that one, I'll be really curious to see how that goes over. But don't be afraid of doing something specific. I think sometimes we get into the habit of just posting like, here's the next group, and I'm trying to be excited about it. But if you find something that you're truly excited about, and maybe it's paleo, maybe it's, you know, maybe it's a whole 30 days of paleo, maybe it's a and at some point, I'll probably end up doing one on intermittent fasting as well, because that's been really good for me. So anyway, take whatever is working for you and run with that. So yeah. Well, cool. Last call for anybody.
Well, I was just going to say, like, I am running kind of a more local 21-day fix specific group for people that don't need to be taking Shakeology in it. And it's just like a way to get people into it, because maybe they just truly don't like it. And I still want to try to encourage people, right? And it's been so good so far. It's only a couple of days in, but I mean, I promoted it as a 21-day fix, calling all past, present, and future ones, like, let's all just get together and yeah. So I ended up getting someone who ordered the 21-day fix from me, who didn't do the Shakeology or anything, which is fine, but I think she was a customer with somebody else. And so because she tried it before, and then she decided she didn't like it at all, like just the taste, no matter what recipe she tried, but she really liked what I was doing. So she signed up under me now and wants to continue.
It would be nice if there was just one other way for people to both A, earn Success Club points, and B, to stay active as a coach, because there are going to be those freak individuals, not that they're freaky, but the freakish case where they're allergic to something in it, and they love the company and they love the challenges, and you know what I mean? But they just can't do it. And that has happened to me a couple times where, you know, a coach will get started and they just, for whatever reason, they just can't continue on Shakeology. And but it would be really nice if there was one other way, even at, you know, and I don't know that this is the right answer, but even thinking through like a derm exclusive healthy skincare type group, you know, where they're using the derm exclusive skincare plus clean eating, you know, to actually help their skin. You know, that's a whole different market that I don't want to tap into because I stay focused on mine, but there's a lot of people that maybe that would work for them. Or maybe if they have 90 PV of Ultimate Reset supplements instead of Shakeology, that, I mean, obviously that would keep their account active. So there are other ways that people can stay active as a coach, but initially they're not going to be able to, you know, produce those Success Club points that help us as successful coaches. So yeah, if you guys think of anything, you can pass that along. So. Well, cool. Okay. Well, thank you, Ms. Kendra Carey, for facilitating. It was very exciting hearing your name on the National Wake Up Call. And did you notice it was like the very last one? And I was like, it's not in alphabetical order. She gets like a whole category of her own for being from Canada. I would have sworn that they usually mix the Canadian people into the list. Did you notice that?
No, they do. Yeah. Well, the funny part. Yeah, the whole diamond thing has been just hilarious with recognition, because Canada Corporate contacted me saying, what do you want us to call you? So yeah, it's been, you know what, it's been fun. And I sent you that message saying I've been diamond for 24 hours and it's just been hilarious. Like it's been a lot of fun. But yeah, no, it's good. But yeah, it was fun to hear it on National Wake Up Call for sure.
Yeah, very cool. All right. Well, thank you, ladies. And be on the lookout on our team page for the energy bus stuff and the acuity scheduling about me form, and get that to me as soon as possible, because I'm ready. I'm ready to take it on. So, all right. Have a good night, guys.